inside for Albert. Albert will get the score. Fiddler, it's farewell. He tapped into a legend and probably rugby league immortality. That's not a try, that's a miracle.
Welcome back to the Take the Two podcast, heading into grand final week, brought to you by Neds. Obviously been with us all season, and you can ride along with all of our bets this weekend for the grand final. All of my bets, the About Even boys, everything going on there. There's a few extra markets this week, courtesy of Neds. We've obviously got the Clive Churchill. You've also got like a kind of Supercoach version of points per performance on Neds. It's worth having a look at. I'm going to try and crack the code later and find a bit of value. Then you've also got most tackles and most meters run, which I really like as well. I've got a little play on About Even on those ones there. Paddy Carrigan, I think he'll get through a stack of tackles this week. Don't mind that little punt. But Neds, jump on, follow along with all those bets and everything that Neds has to offer this week. Welcome back, mate.
I'm just listening to your options there and thinking who I would pick.
There's a bit happening there, isn't there?
I think Papenhuyzen most meters might be something.
Yeah, my logic that I thought about with it was that I think that we'll get to it soon, grand final preview in the first 8 seconds. I think the ball will get kicked to Karapani a little bit. I reckon he'll go for good meters.
Yeah.
I reckon that's the edge to target as well for them. So I like Karapani. I think Pat Carrigan, I reckon he'll play 80 minutes in this game. I reckon him for most tackles is a good little punt.
Harry Grant.
Harry Grant's the one I'm most concerned about, yes. But I'm sort of hoping that Brisbane attack the edges a little bit more than the hey diddle diddle.
It's going to be a good hour and 15 left on this pod.
There's a bit to come. How are you, mate? What's been happening?
I'm good. Yep, just ready to rip in for the grand final podcast. It's been a very good year, a successful year. I've enjoyed talking. I probably, as much as I love talking to the people, I love our offline, where we take that. But it's good to be back in studio.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's good to have you in here for the big dance this week. I'm excited. I'm going out to the game. First grand final I've been to in about 7 or 8 years. So
I work every year and don't stay.
What do you mean? Oh, you leave before the game? Yeah, right. Yeah, I've been out there in years. I'm trying to think. I reckon maybe the Raiders grand final was maybe the last one I was at.
It's just hard because we don't, like, you're a Rooster, but, like, we're not, like, die
That was uncalled for, but that's fine. And maybe I'm not a Rooster.
Oh, please.
Not anymore.
Well, we'll keep that under the hat. Maybe I'll have a team for next year. I don't know.
Be interesting.
You're all going to hate it. You think you hate you. You all think I go for the Roosters and you hate me.
You got to get shit comments there.
Oh,
boy. Next year.
Strap in.
But no, yeah, it's a great week. It's I think you look at it different perspective. Like to think that I was there 15 years ago now, training, getting ready to go out there, and I think we were one of the last twilight kickoffs. We started in the day and finished at night, which was.
What time was kickoff? Was it a 5:30 or was it?
I think it was 5, maybe something around that.
I think the Manly Warriors was the same, and then I've got a feeling they changed it. Yeah, maybe.
I think it's a foregone conclusion. Next year has to be a daytime grand final.
Well, I think for fans it is. I don't think the NRL is going to budge on it anytime soon, unfortunately.
3 o'clock.
But, yeah.
Talk dirty to me.
Yeah, when you look back at like all those old grand finals and everything.
My first grand final, 94, Bella drops it off the kickoff. I sat up in the trenches of the SFS and watched Mal in his last game, and I thought, how good's rugby league?
I love that you still call it the SFS. I called it the SFS the other. Where was I? And someone went, the what? And I thought,
get up,
bite the curb, kid.
Yeah,
it's over. Yeah, very, very exciting week. I can't wait to get out there. Myself and Kathmandu, we're going to be out at the Dally M's tonight, which is going to be very exciting, jumping on the red carpet there and whatnot. So we'll be at the Fan Fest on Thursday as well. So if you're going to be out and about there, keep an eye out for us. We'll be doing a few interviews and whatnot. Best week of the year?
Ooh, I think the anticipation of round 1.
You're going to beach grand final week?
It depends because your team, like everyone's team's playing round 1. Vegas, I think's exciting, to that point. I think the prelim build-up is probably really exciting because you know that on one side it's heartache, on the other side it's potential shot of glory. So grand final week, 2 out of New South Wales teams. Has the build-up been a tad boring because we haven't got that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The storylines for us Nuffies are great. Like
that's fair. Yeah.
But outside of Sydney, like you wouldn't
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. Now, I've got a funny little story that I said pre-show you'll either punch me or laugh at. I don't know which way this is going to go, so we'll see. I was watching, what game would it have been? It must have been the Sunday afternoon game, or maybe it was just a show during the week I was watching and they were talking about, some great finals games and finals moments and everything. And anyway, this highlight came up and it was you. I think I'm going to say 09, maybe 10. I think it was 09. It was against Parramatta. Threw an intercept to Eric Growth. I was sitting with my mate and I go, oh, that's the first Sowie and Guru moment. And I go, oh, he'll love that. And my mate goes, no, he fucking won't.
Yeah.
Do not bring that up. And I thought I'd just throw it out there to see how the reaction went. Because the first Sowie and Guru, little connection there.
It wasn't. Our first was earlier, wasn't it? At a grand final.
It was.
We took a photo
2014, I think it was.
That was our first interaction.
That was our first interaction. I think it meant more to me than to you.
Like, nice play on words. Not your best joke.
Not my best?
No, not your best story.
No, I thought it was worthwhile. What year was that? 09?
09.
Was that the first game of the series?
Yeah.
Final series? Yeah, right.
We choked it hard. And then went to Brisbane and Lockyer just put on a masterclass of this is how you do finals, kid. I was like, fuck. Yeah.
The boys.
Both better versions of ourselves.
Both much better versions.
Dieting-wise.
Yeah.
I was very...
you were flying.
I was flying.
My caption on that. Grand final doesn't start for another 4 odd hours, but let's be honest here. I'm happy to go home now. Love your work, Sowie, a.k.a. the 9th.
I think I must have rejected
You've been a fanboy forever.
Been a long time coming.
No, it was... Guru read that perfectly. I think he replayed it to me a couple of years ago and tagged me in it. I was like, fuck.
You fucker.
Got me. Got me.
How good. Okay, let's talk the games from the weekend very quick. We'll talk about the losing sides. And I said to you pre-show, and Kempy actually said it the other day, which made me first think about it, that I think the Panthers, what they've done over the last few years, they almost brainwashed us so much so to the point that I thought a dynasty was how many in a row. So I've been saying the dynasties ended. I heard your little spiel the other day and I thought, oh, fuck, he's coming for me here.
I'm coming in hot.
Yeah, talk to me.
Everyone in the NRL world, listen very, very carefully. All right? The dynasty is not over at Penrith. It is just starting. I'm going to put my nuts on the line right now. 2026 premiers will be the Penrith Panthers.
I like it. I find it hard to push back on.
Dynasties aren't consecutive titles in a row. If you look at the 91 to 98 or 99 Bulls, 6 in 8 years. Recently, Golden State Warriors, 4 in the last 7 years. That's classed as a dynasty. Tom Brady, Patriots, hello, over 18 years, they made 7 Super Bowls. Or 8 Super Bowls. The whole chat, I just love the fact it's like the dynasty's over. They lost in a prelim. They didn't finish last. And Nathan Cleary's not retiring. He's not going anywhere. After the game, I thought he handled himself exceptionally well, where he was like, okay, all good. We'll see who's coming back next year. They all get to go and have a rest now. Yeah, if they don't go on the Ashes tour. Ivan Cleary, I can't wait next year. I wish I could spend some time with Ivan and ask him, what have you learned over the last 5 years that you, after losing in 2020, all that success, how did you keep changing the story? Like now, it's easy for him to say, we didn't win it, everyone's writing us off. That's the easy part. That sells itself. The players will drive that. How does he create that narrative within the organisation to not be the bad guy, but almost embrace that other side of it and the story around that? So the dynasty talk was hilarious. It's pretty much with people that have no idea what a dynasty is. They just look at it. It's classed in championships. They've won 4 in a row. The dynasty's not over. 2026 premiers, Penrith Panthers.
Now, I've just been thinking about what you said, and I'll tell you what I think has kind of ruined the word, not ruined it, but it has got me mistaken the word dynasty for. I think it was Queensland's 8 in a row.
Yeah.
Because that was, 11 in 12 years or 10 in
Something
11
like
years,
that.
something like that. But we never talk about that. We talk about the dynasty being the 8 in a row.
But the great sides, you think of the St George Dragons, 11 in a row. Great dynasty. Like they won 11 years in a row. The dynasty for me, like, is summed up for those people that are old enough. The Chicago Bulls, 6 in 8 years. They don't say, oh, they won 3 and they won 3. They go the dynasty of the Chicago Bulls. Now, in that, there was 2 titles they lost to the Houston Rockets.
Yeah. Let me ask you this then. If Penrith were to lose next year, They win
and
the
win
year
the
after.
year after.
Still the same dynasty?
Yeah.
So at what point, what sort of a gap do you have to have before you look at it differently, do you reckon?
The drop off.
Okay.
I think like an exceptional drop off where they don't make the 8. Like they've made the last 4 after being last. And they're not going anywhere. They've shown that they can replenish, and they're 5 minutes away from reaching another grand final. And if they are in this week, they probably start favourites. They would probably start favourites, or maybe $1.90 a piece. I
it'd
don't
be
know.
pretty tight, yeah.
But it'd be tight. So I just thought it was embarrassing that we wanted to class that it was over. Like the Queensland Origin dynasty didn't end because they lost one season and they won the next 2 out of 3. Like that dynasty run continues.
Oh, I reckon that would more so just be people not understanding the word.
Yeah.
I reckon
Well, it's
almost without
it's
a doubt.
defined by how you look at it. Are you looking at it in championships? Because you could say there's an argument that Craig Bellamy and his dynasty of coaching over the last 20 years, constant success, that's probably not the same. But you judge it on championships. You judge it on the last day of the year, who's holding the trophy. And 4 out of the last 5 years, Penrith have done it. They've fallen 1 game short. If they reload next year, is the dynasty back on? You don't just start the dynasty back up again. It's still a part of that run. The magical run, same core group of players, same coach, same organisation, finding ways to change the narrative and get better.
Yeah, see, 3 days ago, I thought if they win next year, that's the start of a new dynasty.
No.
Interesting. I think I prefer my way, to be honest with you,
Yeah.
if I'm completely honest.
Yeah. Well, that's the simpleton way.
Simpleton way.
Go back and study the NBA championship dynasties, Celtics.
By the way, got on your on my 33rd birthday this week, got on your little Larry Bird bet. Duck eggs.
Happy birthday.
Thank you, mate. Older, wiser, still a simpleton apparently.
Happy birthday, Kat.
Happy birthday, Kat. 21st. How
Dad.
good?
I know, 21.
Fuck yeah.
So great.
She got some flowers sent to the house, she said. That was good.
Really?
Yeah, from my
Secret
friend.
admirer.
Who be thee?
Oh, I've got just really great friends.
I'm happy for her.
I'm happy for her. It's good to see. It's good to see.
I don't know what you're
How'd you go to the
talking
Broncos game the other day, by the way?
Oh, it was so much fun. I arrived as a neutral, completely left as a Brisbane Broncos fan. It was so much fun. I'm
rope
sorry.
you
I
in.
got around it. They looped me right in. I was well, I mean, thanks to the Broncos because they gave me amazing tickets. I think on the episode last week, I was like not actually sure if I was going because I was waiting on confirmation for tickets. They ended up sending me hospitality tickets. So I was
someone
eating
from
and
Brisbane
drinking.
listens to this pod.
Well,
Well, we'll talk about it
Okay.
after the show. We'll
Okay.
talk
No,
about it
no,
after.
I put
There's
in a
bit of
request.
context
I was going to say, and I still haven't got my Panthers Vegas jersey yet.
No.
So no one from Penrith listens to this show.
No way.
we need
Please,
to add them
Excel.
in the.
They might have been a bit busy last week, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe this week.
But we will still be asking for free stuff. No,
DM
doubt.
Correct.
my address.
Maybe I need to DM them for you, Sowie.
Well, this is the context we'll
Oh, here
provide
we go.
later.
Okay.
There's a bit going on. There's a
There we go.
bit of context. that
I
matters.
forgot you're a bigger name in the rugby league world than me, Kat.
Oh, stop it, Zoe.
Now, the Sharkies. Just on the Panthers before we move on to, I think probably their biggest advantage is that for the first time in 5 years, there's literally no fucking changes to that team next year. They are running it back exactly the same. No one new to come in, no young guys they still need to bring through.
Dynasty's over. Did you see Ivan Cleary's face?
Yes.
He was like, what?
I'll tell you what was cool for
He's
me.
on 4 in a row.
Seeing Ivan's face at the end of that game, just how I think how confident he was that he knows they'll be back. But mate, seeing his face with 20 minutes to go when they were still up by 8 or something at that point, did you see that? It flashed up to him. I haven't seen those facial expressions from him before. And at that time I was going, oh, it's in the balance, but they're okay. There was obviously little cues that he could see that he was just going, oh my fucking God, it's happening.
And that's a coach that knows his team.
100%.
Which
Yep.
is why
Wow.
he giggled at the end. He was like, over.
Yeah, fucking mad to see the
Speaking
difference.
speaking of dynasties, it's the Cleary family dynasty as well. Like no one talks about that enough. They're just amazing.
Jet Cleary won on the weekend too.
He did, yep. His first, is that the Warriors' first New South Wales Cup title? I assume it would be.
I think so.
I think so.
But yeah, that whole... Do they ever play together? Surely when he sent Jet over, it was like a wink, wink, nudge, nudge. If we ever want him back, we get him back.
Yeah, I think there is an avenue of that to it.
Wouldn't it be cool to see?
It'd be
man?
cool to see. I'm not sure how they would gel, to be honest. I think they're both 7s.
How dare you
What?
bring up the clip? You think that Origin, Nathan Cleary is a 6. And you want Mitch Moses to play
no, you're not-
7, but now you don't want fucking...
Let's have the conversation for the 1000th time about how Origin's different to NRL. My God. I'd rather headbutt a knife than have this. It's fucking grand final week. We're not doing Origin. There's not a hope in hell. Ashes, I'll get in the bath with you. Origin, no thank you. Absolutely no fucking way.
Yeah, imagine that bar.
I'm sick that day.
Everyone will be sick that day, don't worry.
It could work.
The bath?
No.
No.
Jet Nathan.
Yeah. We'll see how he's great. I also don't want to put
He
too
wants
much
to go on his own.
pressure on Jet, but I think he might be onto a fucking good thing over there at the Warriors. They're doing good things at the moment, and I think if there's a world over there at the Warriors where he could maybe be the 7 and Luke Metcalf maybe becomes the 6, I think he's doing well at halfback, but I think 6 might be his better spot. Maybe Jet could be the guy. Big watch over the next few years. Big watch. Cronulla Sharks. I was down there in Melbourne. You'd be proud of me. I had a bit of a lash in Melbourne.
Did you?
I had a red hot crack. Yeah.
I had one on the weekend too.
Yeah,
Hence why I
that's
missed
right.
it.
Yeah, that's why we didn't really talk much this weekend. We're both in our elements.
I texted the big fella about 3 o'clock and said, sorry, I forgot to do the review. I'll do Sunday. There was no reply back. He was cranky.
Yeah, cranky. I did the fucking
Same.
4 a.m. home from the casino, 8 a.m. flight home. It was pretty grim.
I was listening to Pretty Fly for a White Guy at 4 o'clock in the morning. I was the DJ.
Oh my God.
Sharks.
Saw some of them at the cast the other night. They were pretty
form.
fucking upset.
Yeah, well, I looked at the Sharks season this year. I think it's been their best season. I know they didn't make a grand final, but there was a legitimate argument when we sat here 2 weeks ago or last week before that game. And you said Melbourne, I said Sharks. Last year, when when Penrith played Sharks in the prelim, we all said Penrith. Like, we didn't see an avenue. We didn't see some of the stuff we'd seen in the first 2 weeks of the finals. Now, the challenge for them is how do they go and get to that next level? What do they go and work on in the preseason next year? I still think that they'll need to probably maybe find another the interesting decision is going to be about Will Kennedy.
Yeah, well, to throw another avenue on top of that, and this is a discussion I had on Friday night walking home from Amy Park with a few Sharkies boys. Based on the performances of Colquhoun, Billy Burns, these guys, the way they're producing forwards, I would imagine like Cam McInnes isn't going to be back till halfway through next season, coming off an ACL, getting a little bit older. Do you make the decision to maybe move Cam McInnes on and use that money to go out and get a star fullback? Because I personally think that's the last piece of the puzzle. For fullback?
Yeah.
I think there's guys
Could I
like
pitch something to you?
Jai Gray, there's guys...
Get your tinfoil hat out. KP to the Shire.
Yeah, I don't hate that. Turbo's the other one that you can make a play for if you can try and get him out of Manly.
Beach to beach.
Beach to beach. You know the other one that I think would be a really good get for them he's not playing fullback at the moment. I think he is a fullback. And I think his path is somewhat blocked up there. I would love to get Jackson Purdue down there. I reckon that'd be a fucking unreal signing for them. There's other guys around like Jai Gray. I don't think Trey Fuller's going to leave the Dolphins anytime soon. So, but there are guys around that you could go for.
Yeah.
Like even personally, like I'm looking at the Manly Seagulls situation they're in. Like even a Kohler, I'd be very interested how that plays out with him at fullback. But the Purdue one, I don't know if you'd be able to get him away from North Queensland, but I don't know. There's something about him.
So and that's going to be where they get the next level. Plus, I think Nico and Braden will sit down at the end of the year and just talk about what did we do right that got us into that form and how do we do it week after week.
I tell you, just on that fullback chat as well, it's going to be a really tough time for Cronulla. Like with this, if this Rugby 360 thing is for real, we'll see how that plays out. But even without that, it's a tough time to go and find a fullback when you've got Perth coming in.
Yeah.
Maybe PNG the year after.
And their salary cap's timed to win now.
Yes,
Like
exactly.
before.
That's where I think if those forwards have shown what they can do without
You're
Cam
gonna have to make
McInnes,
some
is there a
room
world
somewhere.
where it's fucking brutal? Cam McInnes doesn't deserve it. If you're trying to win a comp, I think we all agree they need to find a bit more upside at fullback. And to be honest, I didn't think Will Kennedy was bad by any means. I thought he did some really nice things in that game. I did a podcast this morning, went through the Dally M chase at the end of round 12. He was second at that point. Had a good season, but I just think come finals time, like, find me a team over the last 30 years that's won a comp that doesn't have an elite fullback.
Well, is it the same with the Bulldogs Connor Tracy chat?
I think so. Yeah. Yes.
Where they're going to do a lot of things right, but there's going to be times where you saw Papenhuyzen last week.
There's going to be times where you need, the Pappy play where there's nothing on here. What can we do?
Scores. Yeah.
Score something. I think that's probably the one spot. I don't agree. I agree and disagree. I don't think this has been the Sharkies' best season as a whole, but I think they've finished in a better spot as a collective than I've seen them before. Like, I feel more confident about them going into the future.
Yeah, I just looked at the. I've never thought of the Sharks as title contenders like I did this year.
Yeah, very
which
fair.
I think is a positive sign.
Yeah, and I never had them as title contenders this year, but I'm looking, after what I saw at the back end of this year, I'm looking at them very differently for next season.
Yeah.
They've moved the needle for me in that regard, 100%.
Jeez, there's a lot of needle moving for next year because
Well,
there's teams that miss the 8 that are going to improve.
yeah, I've got, I might just have the Titans and Knights outside of my top 8 as it stands right now.
That's it.
Yeah, because there's so many fucking good teams in this competition. Got to find another 6 that miss out, and I've got no idea where they're going to come from. What are your thoughts? And I'm sort of throwing this over the top. This R360 thing just sort of burst onto the scene this morning. What are your thoughts?
I am player first. If you get a chance to go and experience a different code and make as much money as you can, I think that the one thing that I'd be wary of is the sustainability of it all.
Yes.
Because you're essentially leaving a blue chip stock at the height of its powers. Like, rugby league's never been better.
Yes.
It's in a financially stable position. You know, the crowds have been bigger. Like, there's so many storylines. This year's probably been the best season, right? Where you truly don't know who's going to win, and we're about to talk about that. So I think that's a part of it. I honestly don't think that a lot of players will sign.
Yeah. Yeah. The reports were that up to 10 players already have. I'm a bit the same. I don't know if I'm buying it.
I'm not buying it. I think it's all a bit of fluff.
I do wonder if, like, and I don't even know if they're allowed to, if you're allowed to go play this R360, which means you can play for the Wallabies as well, I would assume, or is it?
Yeah,
I'm also very hesitant.
But usually when they're changing codes, like let's Zach, right? There'd be whispers from the Wallabies saying we want him to come and play.
Yeah.
So I don't think they're going to support that as well, because they'd be losing players from their domestic competition. So it'd just be straight. And the alarming thing for me is we haven't heard a lot of details about it.
Yeah.
It's just been R360 and everyone goes, oh, great, what's that? Oh, fuck, plenty of money. And you're like, the format. Like, usually all that stuff comes out and there's theories and, like, these are the team names. Like, there's no excitement about it. There's no... It's so hush-hush.
And next year is not that far away.
No. And, we've signed 10 players. Oh, well, then fucking say who the 10 are.
Yeah.
Say who the 10 are. If you've signed them, say who the 10 are.
Yeah. Essentially nothing stays a secret in rugby league.
No.
And we've,
I think the lack of acknowledgement from PVL has shown that they're not worried.
Let's go 2009, for example. As you just won Dally M 580, you'd had a big season. If something like that came along, you hadn't won a comp yet, would it have interested you?
I got actually interested in going to Japan in the off season
Of
2011 after Wayne had left.
Yep.
When I was looking at re-signing.
Yes.
Basically because I wanted to keep playing and I didn't want to do the pre-season for me was like torture. I was a shit trainer.
Yeah.
So I'd like to try and keep playing and chance to earn more cash. But I think, 2009, I hadn't done anything. Yeah, the fact that I can say that I'm a premiership winner is like, it's the ultimate.
Yeah.
It's the reason why when you get introduced to functions, it's like premiership winner and you're like, fuck yeah. Like, yeah. You talk about these moments and we're going to talk and break it down now and you're like, well, it's got some credit to it.
Yeah.
For the rest of your life.
Oh, it's the same as me when I walk into my Supercoach draft each year.
Yes. You lost this year, didn't you?
Okay. Let's not make it
Oh,
personal
sorry.
here, okay?
Soward Guru interaction.
Yeah, it's it'll be interesting how it plays out. I'm not overly buying it either though. All right. Should we rip the scale off it, get into the game this
I'm
week?
just bringing up the teams now.
Cats, her dad, first of her name. What have we got this weekend?
We have the grand final. It is the final dance for the Brisbane Broncos and the Melbourne Storm. Kickoff 4:05 p.m. No, it's not.
No, it's not. Jeez, that was your
That was
last
so
one
bad.
of the year.
No, I
you
think
came
I
off
should
the
just
back
edit-
fence.
But I can just edit that out.
This is the bright.
can
No,
just
no,
edit
it
that
stays
out.
in, Cat. It always stays in. This is bright lights. This is what
Oopsie daisies.
grand final pressure does to you.
Yeah, I'm
and as we
feeling
said
it.
this morning, Sowie's flight got moved. You get punched in the face sometimes. You've got to adapt. You've got to adjust, Cat. Run it back, make up for it on your next hit up.
All I'm hearing is it's not the end of my dynasty because it's only one mistake. Yeah? Nice.
Yes, take us away.
7:30 p.m. kickoff on Sunday, the 5th of October. At Accor Stadium, we have the Melbourne Storm taking on the Brisbane Broncos in the final dance for the NRL 2025 season.
Yeah, it's fucking good gear, that is. Melbourne
You're
Storm, $1.70 on Neds. The Brisbane Broncos, $2.15 on Neds. I want to talk to you about the Broncos first. They go against everything I've learnt about rugby league in these fine 33 years. That a team that, throughout the season can be super inconsistent, can be up and down. We always say the great Cam Smith quote, who you are in the regular season reflects who you are in finals. The Broncos, they just break all those rules. I feel like us this year, mate, and over the last few years, there's always one or two teams that get the tag of like lightning in a bottle kind of stuff. This team, I don't even know if it's lightning in a bottle anymore or if this is just fucking them. I find this team so hard to read. I think I've got them wrong 4-5 weeks in a row at this point. I was hyper confident the Panthers would win 14-0. I thought it was curtains. I cannot believe what they've done to get here.
And it sort of came through the adversity of losing Reynolds and Mam down in Melbourne.
Yep.
Because the season was finished.
Yep.
And how are we going to manage this part? And then Ezra will come back at this stage, and Cobbo and Reynolds, and how does it all fit in? And even up to last week, we were discussing heavily about the changes and defensive systems and all that kind of stuff. It's probably their best defensive performance of the year.
It was without a doubt their best defensive half of the year.
Yeah.
Without a fucking doubt.
Yeah.
I thought in the first half they did get cut open a little
Yeah.
bit, which once again, like that left edge was just getting terrorised, and I thought, fuck, okay, this is where all the sticks fall apart.
Yeah.
But then, mate, what shocked me on the weekend is that I remember going into this pre-season and I remember thinking, okay, Brisbane, they'll get an immediate response out of Matt. Madge will get an immediate response out of
Round
I know
one.
that'll happen. Round one, they look fucking unreal. They're killing it. They're 4 from 5. Who's going to stop this mob? I think they won one of their next 8. Like, they had a bye into a Manly game and they got beat by 30 against Manly. And it was just looking like a clusterfuck. And I've said it a few times this year, they just don't look like a Michael Maguire side to me. And then Madge, I think Madge almost leaned out of what he normally likes his sides to look like and leaned into what these boys like. And then they got to the biggest moment of the year. We're down 14, and defensively they just went, oh no, we'll be a Madge side now. And they looked fucking incredible.
And I don't think Madge has got enough credit
Yeah, I agree.
for that flexibility to be able to do that throughout the year. Really, really hard when you're in the trenches. You've had success one way, and I think there's been coaches that when they get new opportunities, they've won,
Yep.
but they haven't lent into it. And I said to you last week about Craig Bellamy. I sat here and I said he changed in COVID.
Yep.
And they've been able to have success through that period, and they reached their second grand final, third in 5 years. The way that Madge instilled some stuff, and I reckon that was his reward on the weekend was, of course, winning. But they dug in the trenches, the stuff that he wanted them to look like, wanted them to feel defensively, wanted them to do attacking-wise. And was it pretty? No, their 3 tries had an element of luck in it,
Yep.
in all 3 of them, right? One bounce of the ball goes, they probably don't win that game. But 2 out of the 2 games in the finals, they've found a way.
Yeah.
They've been gritty. They've hung on tight enough. They've had the spew buckets out at the preseason, and they're just holding on, right? So now they get a chance to let the shoulders down and go after it on the weekend. The big thing for me was Reece Walsh. He missed that kick. He just didn't stop playing though.
I think it was the best thing for them. I really do. I think if they're I think if he kicks that and they're going for a 2-point field goal and they're playing field position, I think that changes the way their mindset
Agree.
and everything.
And that's weird how the game works like that. But I love the fact that
It's not weird how the game works. It's weird how the fucking Broncos work.
No,
Like,
but it's weird how the game works like that in terms of sometimes I gave a penalty away one Anzac Day when we won on the buzzer.
Yeah.
Like if they had have kicked the field goal, we probably wouldn't it wouldn't change things, right?
Yeah.
They took the penalty, or if they had scored, we would have been gone. They took the penalty, we go down, we score off the kick-off, we score the next set.
Yeah.
Game over. So it's the footy gods work a separate way, but the Broncos are riding this wave of we've got enough firepower, we've got enough elite players in elite positions, and we're running red hot at the moment. Like Penrith, as great as they've been the last 4 years, we've never looked at them. Maybe when they played Para, I was pretty confident. But like Broncos, I thought was a toss-up because we didn't know what we were going to get. Last year, Melbourne, we both sat here split for a while because we were like, this is Melbourne, blah, blah, blah. Then Penrith, But they are just running. They're so dangerous. And I don't even think it was their best game on the weekend.
I agree. Yeah.
I don't even think it was their best game. That's the alarming thing. I looked at some of the stats and just to put it in context to this year, right? How, I won't say skewed, but how sometimes we can get lost in how we think we know footy. And this year's been tipped on its head. Melbourne finished second. Brisbane scored more points than them, which I don't think is a shock to anyone. But Melbourne have had some blowouts at the start of the year. Defensively, Brisbane have only conceded 60 points more. For one of the worst defensive teams, because they've had a couple of those 30, 28s, 34. So we look at them, we're like, we don't know what their defence is going to hold up. Is their defence good enough? All of a sudden, it's back to the Wayne Bennett method. Yeah, you can have all the systems you like. But if you scramble hard enough and you make your one-on-ones when you need to make them, you're going to be in the fucking contest. And that's what they've done. They have made a chance to go out there and scramble. You can have up and in and all this stuff. And you're right, in the first half, when Alamotti scored, I went, oh, shit. They are in all sorts. No panic. Let's stick at it. 14-0 down. Would love to have known what was said at halftime because I think Madge, at the start of the year, my way, my way, my way, my way. Halftime this year, I don't know, but I'm assuming it would have been, boys, we're not that far away. We need a fair share of possession. I think it was 57-43 at halftime, something like that. We need a fair share of possession, but when we get our chances, we've got to nail it. What we can't lose focus on is our scramble defence. Okay, they've had all the ball. Yep, we've leaked 2 tries, but we just can't concede the first points after halftime. Penrith had 2 sets after halftime, and they looked tired with the ball. They didn't know what to do. Cleary got tackled on the last, and they had a kick that wasn't their best kick. Brisbane started winning from that point on, and they finished the stronger. Now the crowd would have had a lot to do with that. Reece Walsh up and about had to do with that, but their mentality has changed from the start of the year of shit. If we don't, like, remember when Reece had that game for Raiders? It's like, fuck, he made 11 errors or something like that. It's like, I'm trying to do it your way, but I'm trying to be myself. And like Maz has gone, nah, you do you. But you got to remember some of this stuff as well for the team. And on the weekend, it's been all the Brisbane, attack, all this stuff. They lent into the team stuff when they needed it, and that would have been Maz's win on the weekend.
You mentioned just after half time, I thought, watching it live, it's 14-0. And you're right. Penrith, as soon as they got out in the second half, they did look tired. But there was a moment there where Jordan Ricky scooted from dummy half and went down the short side on last. And that was the moment I sat in my chair and just went, fuck, it's those sort of things that are going to cost this team in a big game like this. Adam Reynolds had to put in a shit grubber. They lost a field position off their back of a good set. But then you're right. They just hung in. They just went into the trenches on their own line. Like, as you said, there was a few of their tries where they got a little bit lucky with bounces or whatever, but you make your own luck through defence, in my opinion.
You can make
They
your own.
earned it.
Nothing wrong with competing really hard
Yep.
and putting yourself in the frame. And that's what they did on the weekend. And for them to win on Sunday night, and I spoke about last week about Reece winning without the ball, they need to find ways, or he needs to find ways to get into the game early, not for himself, for everyone else. Because they've lent into this Sam Walker style Rooster stuff. You're going to make mistakes. We don't care.
Yeah.
We'll scramble. We'll do that because we know that the brilliance is there. And it's funny how the narrative's changed in the media. It's like, oh, he's so many rocks now, and he's so many diamonds now, and all this kind of stuff. He's had it there, but everyone else is not. Everyone else is doing their job as well. If I kick the ball dead and it rolls dead by one bounce, and you're bitching about it on the way back to the centres or the middle, you fucking lost the battle already.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to kick it dead. I'm trying to win the game. I'm trying to help us win. So sprint back, get on side quickly, and the Broncos can do that.
Fuck, I'm so excited for this
The big one for the Broncos, and for the Broncos to win, like, I don't think they can play catch up to the fact that they've played at the last 2 rounds in terms of the finals.
Yeah.
I know we can say yes, they can do it, and yes, they can do it, but Melbourne, I just think that the game management in and around dummy half, Harry Grant, that kind of stuff, for Brisbane to start fast and get out to 6, I think is going to settle them down a little bit. Because if they jumped out to 12, it changes Melbourne's style.
Yeah.
And Melbourne's so systematic, but we saw a little bit of that ad lib on the weekend. It was like, oh, that's the gear we've been waiting for. So I'm expecting Brisbane, if they're going to win this game, they're going to start fast. Having Carrigan's back, to do that without Carrigan last week.
Mate, it's unbelievable.
Enormous.
And they missed Carrigan. It was visually, you could see they missed Carrigan.
Yeah.
They still just found a way.
They found a way. So that's their confidence. I think the other one to watch is last week we weren't sure how Mam was going to be used. There was that sort of lull when they put Mam on and Hunt to 9 where it was like, fuck. It's not mixing. I wonder how long he waits before he does that again, or if there's just a set plan where they go, you go, Corey Pakes, you're going to be the most important person on the field for 25 minutes. I want your best 25, and then Ben's going to play the rest.
Do you think there's a world that Ezra starts?
Well, I don't think so. I think defensively, Ben's, they did it that way last week. I mean, the fact that they've got Smoothie on the bench, they didn't go like another big middle. So they've essentially got an outs or a 5'8" and then a hooker / middle. And Smoothie, credit to him, he's fucking earned his way into the side.
I know, and I think for
But
us,
it's a big bench for Melbourne.
It is, yeah. It's. I think if Ezra had come back 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, I think I'd be happy to start him. And fuck, I'd be very tempted, mate, just to chuck Selwyn on my bench. I've done it a few times over the last few years. Obviously, coverage for the outside backs, but whenever they have just chucked him on through the middle for 10 or 15 minutes, he does a job there, and he just brings something a little bit different to this side. But I don't think Ezra's been back long enough to chuck him straight out there. I think you probably have to bring him off the bench and let the game dictate itself.
Well, the other thing that you got to think about now, and if there's a HIA in the back row, who goes to back row? You know,
and this is where
having your versatility, that Lasidi can play back row. Yeah, you could push Loiero there. Like, they've got a bit of option, Melbourne, whereas Broncos are sort of like specialist positions.
Alone in Tyron Wishart, they've got a heap of shit covered there.
Yeah.
In terms of the other boys there.
Yeah. But Brisbane are like, Ezra's straight for 6.
Yep.
And then you got Smoothie who can come on in the middle, but you lose that punch. Does he just say to Patrick and Payne, like, boys, fuck me dead. You tell me when you want to come off.
I'm fully expecting Pat Carrigan to play 80. I don't think he'll come from the field in this game. And Haas, I reckon it'll be that. You tell me. And I reckon Payne's going to play the whole fucking thing.
Fuck me, I'm excited for Brisbane then.
Mate, surely off the back of that game last week where, like, Jordan Ricky made 48 tackles, Payne Haas made 48. They just were forced to do so much fucking work. Carrigan, I can't say well where he doesn't play 80. I reckon he'll just go, no, I'll handle it. I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'm fresh. I'm ready to go.
Geez, the battle. I thought last week Katoni struggled to get into the game. They struggled to get in the ball when it's been so free moving on that right-hand side. And we thought Penrith were going to be vulnerable on their left. I'd love to see him get the ball. They had a lot of errors in the first half. They can't do that this week, Brisbane.
Yeah, I'll tell you, the other thing was Staggs as well. Fuck, mate, I thought Jack Howard did such a good job on Jesse Raymond the other night. He just locked him up.
Am I at dreaming things. He was a back row, wasn't he? Star back row for the Sunshine
Howard.
Coast Falcons.
Yeah, he came through. He came through like Union as a centre, but then he went sort of the Angus Crichton route, and then he was playing in the back row for the Falcons up there. And he was listed as a second row, I'm pretty sure, for the Melbourne Storm for a year or two. But that is like,
If he shuts down Katoni Staggs in this grand final, he surely is close to an Ashes.
I reckon he's one of the. I was going to bring it up later. Who are the guys here that are smokies? I reckon he is one of them that will go damn fucking close to it.
I think I would love to see Katoni get some change of angles.
Yep.
Especially when Kamikamitha comes on, especially when Alec McDonald comes on and they start to boil up the ruck a little bit. You know, if Stefano's getting to the end of his first stint, Josh King, I'd love to see him come back against the grain and then attack to the left-hand side and have Walsh and Ben Hunt.
Surprised me
going
they
that way.
didn't do it last week more.
Mate, I love drop plays.
Yeah.
I love drop plays.
I think when
Especially because he's running so violently and
Yes.
aggressive and fucking feet and fast. Like, that's a blueprint for me. And if he goes there and you can still go down that short side, just put Reece Walsh out the back there.
Yeah. Staggs, an Australian centre,
Yeah.
automatically better.
Mate, you could do worse than Staggs and Howarth.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. I think Staggs
Especially
played
over
there.
there. I mean, I don't want to go too deep into the Ashes, but we'll talk about it off
I
air.
do.
Like, smaller fields
Yeah.
going to be refereed totally different to how NRL is. It's not going to be. They're going to be all in the ruck. England have already started the whole narrative about Australia's arrogant and all this shit. Like we've won it for 50 years. Like, talk about a dynasty.
Talk to me about Adam Reynolds the other day, mate. You're a goal kicker yourself.
Yeah. I said to you last week, I was surprised he wasn't kicking to start.
Yeah.
But when he stepped up in that moment, like, take the narrative. And this is, I don't want people to, when I say this, people in the comments are going to go, fuck, you think you know everything, blah, 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 right? There's two different kicks, okay? 14-12 down, you tighten up a little bit. It has to go over. Otherwise, it changes the complexity of the next fucking 6-7 minutes, whatever, right? 14 all, you tend to loosen the shoulders a little bit, trust your process a little bit more. And I saw that with Adam Reynolds.
Why is that?
Because it was 14 all. So he has the chance to go 14 all. Like, think about the kick he had for the Rabbitohs in that grand final. They're 2 points down. In your head, you've got the ball. You're like, fuck, this has to go over. And you can say, oh, yep, I'm in the zone. Like, this has to go over. I know the score, 14-12, 4 minutes left. Okay, sweet. If I miss this, then we're going to have to change the way. Like, all that stuff's going through your head. You're a half, right? 14 all. Okay, I got a free shot here. I'm the second greatest point scorer of all time. I'm one of the best halfbacks who I think is criminally underrated and doesn't get enough respect in terms of when we talk about the best halfbacks.
Yeah.
And I'm kicking in front of my home crowd to the opposite side. I've been here before. I'm built for this moment.
Do you
Two
think
different kicks.
the way that moment played out, and I hope we get clarification on it in the next week or two, do you think he would have taken the tee off Reece Walsh?
I heard
or-
Reece talk about he was feeling a bit tight and he had to do other things, but I reckon there would have been a message. I think the message comes down, and if the message didn't get there in time, Reynolds would have just said, mate,
It's me.
it's me.
Yeah.
And that's not a bad thing.
Yeah, no, not at all. No.
The big play from Reece, the hardest thing in rugby league, if me and you are on opposite sides of the field, the hardest thing in rugby league is to look up, know it's not your time to get the ball and say, go right. Fucking hardest thing to do. So Reece in that moment didn't strike the first one well. Second one hits the post. If anyone wanted the moment, it would be him, right?
Yeah.
Kicks it, nails it, whoops the crowd, all that stuff. He goes, nah, it's just not my day. I've got other things to focus on. That's a maturity in Reece Walsh that's not celebrated enough.
Yeah.
Whether Adam Reynolds went up to him or not, and then for Adam to step up and do that is a masterful kick. But put it in context. Like, there's a lot of levels that went into that and things that had to happen, because by the time you're yelling down, mate, get Renato to take it, they've already had a convo. Fuck, what are they talking about? Oh, Renault's got the tee. Oh, it's all right. Like, that's, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, all that stuff's going on. These two have gone, Reece has probably gone, mate, it's not my day. And Renault might have come and said, mate, it might be my day.
Did you, sorry, just to add to this, did you see that Reece commented at the end of the game that he wasn't supposed to kick that game? Renault was supposed to kick everything. He hadn't practiced a single conversion in training all week.
I would find that hard to believe.
Really?
If you're the second goal kicker in a prelim final, knowing that Adam Reynolds has had hamstring problems, whether Adam Reynolds was going to kick or not, I'd find it hard to believe that we're not having 2 or 3 goal kickers out there practicing.
Especially when you had 2 weeks to prepare for it.
Yeah. Might not have kicked much, but he would have kicked.
Would have kicked some.
He had to have.
If anyone's not going to, though, it's probably the fucking unicorn Walsh out
Well, and I mean, you could probably tell with the first strike, but
there. Mate, the first one was a shocker too. No one
shocker.
spoke
It
about it.
ain't just snuck in.
Yeah.
But yeah, the 14 all kick versus the 14-12 kick, you can try and... It's like saying the grand final, it's just another game. No, it's not.
So, Payne Haas, I cannot fucking believe what I saw the other day.
It's become, like Penrith winning championships, it's become the normality.
Yeah. He's
Him playing
a
80
victim to his own.
He's playing 80 minutes. Like, I remember playing Origin 2011. Gal played 80 minutes
Yep.
in the middle. We won 18-8.
And it was like the wheel had been reinvented.
It was
fire. For
honestly,
the
I
first
thought we were going to the moon the next
Yeah.
day. That's how close I thought we were to being astronauts because, and it was a Herculean effort. But he's just so this. You know what I love? The celebration. He's a guy that off field is such a role model within his family and taken on not even a quarter of some of the battles that other people face
Yep.
out there, right? But he's done it all in his stride. He's a leader, and he's won how many medals has he won in a row up there? 6.
Fucking heaps, yeah. I mean,
So it's not like he's jumped up out and just played 80. Like this would have been some games he's played 65, 70. They would have been cruising in front, and he's been taken off. Like, plus he does it through Ramadan as well. Like it's the effort on the weekend and the fact that he and Stefano were slanging each other on Monday morning. I mean, talk about morning wood. Seriously. When you wake up and you read the paper and you go, Melbourne Storm prop calls out Brisbane. And you're like, oh, I'll just go in here. It's probably clickbait. And you're like, oh, no, shit, he's had a crack. And then it's like 10 minutes later, Brisbane forward Payne Haas goes, fuck you, we're sweet. It's like, oh, my God. And they're both New South Welshmen.
crazy.
They might be the starting props next year. And there's nothing wrong with that. You're allowed to hate each other. Not everyone has to be friends.
I don't have it in front of me. I'm trying to find it live as we're talking, but I just read this headline. Haas wins 3rd straight Paul Morgan medal. Brisbane's Player of the Year. You know when that article was from?
2021?
Yep. What the fuck? At the Broncos.
At the Broncos with Webke, Sivanasiva.
That was half a decade ago. He'd won 3. He only debuted in 18.
And he's won the last 4.
Fucking
So
insane.
he's won 7 in a row.
Wow. That is crazy, eh?
That's madness.
Is the best front row ever?
Oh. I find it hard in those combos to disrespect because the game has changed
I
so
think
much.
in particular his position has changed so much, yeah.
The demands. Front rowers weren't told to pass when I was playing. I mean, Michael Wayman, love your horse, but fuck me, just tuck it under the arm and run. The bowling ball.
I think it's fair to, well, for me, I think it's fair that he's the most influential front rower I've ever seen as far as in-game. Obviously, what Lazarus achieved is unbelievable, but I think in-game, the influence he has on a game compared to the influence Webke, those guys has, I think it is at a
Well,
new
the
level.
last forward to do that was Tom Malolo
Yes, that's fair. Yep.
for the Cowboys.
Yeah.
But he had Thurston.
Maybe I'm recency bias. I feel like Haas is having more impact personally.
No, yeah, agree.
Yeah.
I think so as well.
Yeah.
But I meant that sort of era
It
where
felt, yeah, Tamalolo
in
was sort
17
of,
it was like Tamalolo might win the game by himself.
Yes. Yeah.
And now Haas last week, was part of that. He's got some good players around him, some great players around him.
But I think it's a really good point you make about how just the game has changed, the position's changed. Like I personally think there's an argument that Terrell May has more impact on the game now than what probably some of the best front rowers did 20 years ago.
Yeah. But you
Just because of the way the game
go back and watch an early 2000s game, like they have the grand final replays this week. Go and watch a grand final, and you're like, oh, the Titans would beat that team.
Yes.
In terms of if the rules were now and all that kind of stuff, all that kind of stuff. So I don't jump into it too much, but yes, he's very, very good.
And a good Broncos side in 20 years should slap this team around as well.
Yes.
It's the way sports should be.
That's right.
It's the beauty of it. Yeah. Last little storyline out of the Broncos I want to talk about is one of my favourites. Benny Hunt, 10 years later, returns. I think he's at like 17s for a Clive. I'm really excited about this for Benny Hunt.
When I went to the Dragons to work there in 2021, I was quite nervous about working with Ben because he was such a influential voice at the Dragons.
Yep.
But he played for Australia, he played Origin, he had a lot of success on that side of the thing.
Yep.
And I sat and watched him for the first couple of weeks, not to try and work him out, but I just wanted to see like what made him so great. The way that he sees the game is like a coach. His fitness is always premium. Like his body never looks out of shape. And then getting to know him a little bit, like he understands how to make people better. He sees things. And you got to think, when he came in, he played a lot of 9 early. I think at the Broncos he was a 7 and then he had a little bit of a stint at 9.
Yep.
He's played 9 for Queensland. Like he's seen the game. He's been one of those elite guys that's seen the game from first receiver and touched the ball first.
Yeah.
But never gets enough credit because they'll go back and talk about 2015, which I think is bullshit, right?
Yep.
So, yeah, if you're cheering for the Broncos on the weekend, and for me personally, I won't ever say a bad word about Ben Hunt. I think he's one of the genuine good guys of the NRL. One of the guys that always has time for you. And like even, you're walking and you go, hey, Ben, he wants to talk to you and say hello. So 17s is good value for a guy that's been there and been around that arena before.
Yeah. For a guy that has experienced him that is going to play 2 positions, it's enormous value, I reckon.
Well, if he was to have a try assist early and then a
Has a
try
try
assist
assist
late,
early, it changes everything. Yeah.
try assist late or dives over from dummy half.
Yeah. I really like it. Obviously I'm a Sydney sider, so I'm not the biggest Brisbane fan in the world, but fuck, Adam Reynolds and Ben Hunt, I would love to see them win a and Reece Walsh actually. Payne Haas.
Hey, Payne Haas is a New South Welshman too.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
I'll throw this one out before I give my predictions on the Brisbane because I thought for Neds I'd give you some because you've got your bets that you have. So I
Yes.
just thought I'd
What
throw
do you got
out.
for me?
Well, I would say that is it better for the let me know in the comments. Is it better for the competition if Brisbane win? Because the villain Bane aspect of like Brisbane just next year just going up yours. Da 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 da.
I think it is, yeah. Oh, mate, I almost think when Melbourne wins for everyone, it's sort of like, okay, it's
No disrespect to Melbourne.
no disrespect to them, but
That-
it's down there. We've been through this on numerous
Yeah.
occasions, blah, blah, blah. Brisbane win it after we've all been giving them shit for 20 fucking years. It's heaps better for the game.
All right, my first try score. I'll go Clive Churchill. I think the Clive Churchill will be Pat Carrigan.
I like that. 17s. I think that's a really good tip.
And I think my first try scorer will be Gamat Shibasaki.
Shibasaki. Shiba is at 15-1.
Yep.
I like that.
That right edge for Melbourne's come up and in a couple of times. Will Warbrick might get lost. There could be a chance there just to look out the back to Reece Walsh, hit short, Shibasaki on an outline, Nick Meaney.
Yeah, I think that's definitely the spot to go at. That edge there. I'll chuck them on my profile this week if you want to follow along with Sowie's little tips. I really like the Pat Carrigan tip. I think that is a cracker. He's going to play enormous minutes. Do you see this game being low scoring, high scoring, somewhere in the middle?
Oh, I think a bit of shootout.
Yeah, I think it will be. I think it's going to be high scoring.
I think it's like-
the overs is 40.5. I reckon they could blow that away.
It could be 40 at half time.
Yep, I reckon they could be.
It could be something like 18, 16 at half time.
Yep.
And
Quite
that's,
easily, I reckon.
and that's before we go over to Melbourne. Weirdly enough, I think both teams like that. This isn't going to be 10-6.
No.
Like last year, there was feelings of 12-6 Penrith.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they just cut them.
Yeah.
But this could be high scoring.
Just before we go to Melbourne, I just want to say one last thing. The Adam Reynolds kick from the sideline was incredible. Mate, what I loved was his last kick of the game that he put into the corner. He just gave Dylan Edwards. No, I've sort of been a little bit hit and miss with Adam Reynolds towards the back end of this season, his form, and even throughout that game. Thought there was a few things he could have handled a bit better. But fuck, it was just that one moment at the back end of that game where I ran, oh no, that's right. There's no one I'd probably rather have in that moment. He just summed it up perfectly. You just saw Dylan Edwards get the ball and go, okay, I'm down here. And the rest of the Panthers went, oh, fuck, okay.
And so many times we've seen young halves put the ball in the air and they
Yep.
go down and chase it, and it's like, no, just bounce it.
Just bounce it.
You don't know where the ball's going to bounce.
Yep.
Finding the ground is such a lost art in our game at the moment.
And you could tell how much of a good kick it was by Edwards' face. Just went, fuck, it's the last thing I wanted to do right now.
Agree.
All right, let's move to the Melbourne Storm. Mate, I thought that it didn't get enough respect to this. I mean, it was spoken about, but I don't think it got enough attention that, one, Jerome Hughes put his jersey on. Two, he ran on the field. Three, he was dominant as fuck. That try that he scored was crazy. 22 days after he broke his wrist.
Did you see the conspiracy theory with this?
No, but I'm
Daddy went
excited.
Daddy went overseas and got the injection.
There's a glue in China. NRL physio put it up.
Yeah.
You keep talking, I'll get it up.
I can't think about anything else right now. I'm so intrigued by this. But
So NRL physio put it up, right?
yeah,
Shout out to NRL physio.
I think I actually saw this in a group chat with him this morning,
And
maybe.
he said, I'm trying to find it. He said,
Was it in his broadcast channel thing?
yeah, I don't know where he puts it. I'm not really up to socials, but he pretty much
Yeah.
said that in China. Can you find it, Kat?
Yeah, I can find it. It says, well, NRL physio just literally said Jerome Hughes been over in China. And he shared this post. Chinese researchers on Tuesday unveiled their self-developed world first bone glue material capable of securely bonding fractured bone fragments within 2 to 3 minutes in a blood-rich environment. Inspired by oysters, by the way.
Wow.
That's a little conspiracy.
I
there.
want someone out there, one of the nuffies, one of us, okay? This is what I want you to do. I need you to go and check every flight from Melbourne to China over the last month because it was courageous the way that he performed. And the fact that what stood out for me was last week in the preview, you said that when the big four play together, they win by an average of whatever points, right? We've all been waiting for this gear to happen, this moment of brilliance where something happens, you go, fuck, oh, that's right, they've got Jerome Hughes. Oh, shit, they've got Cameron Munster and Ryan Papenhuyzen. Oh, Gary Grant. We saw that. You know, they never looked, I know Cronulla played pretty well, but they never looked troubled. But the moments that were there, they just took it and they made it look like, is that Cronk kicking for Slater? Is that Cronk dummying and going and like just bullshit stuff that Brisbane are going to have to be alert for. And that's the part for Reece is in the line, they're going for it.
Yep.
So they'll have a variation off that. But I thought it was the first time we've seen that. We'll probably cover it off at the end, but breaking news, Michael Chammas has brought the Rugby 360 comp details out as we speak.
What do you got there?
Do you want me to cover it off before we
Yeah,
go back
just
in the
read it
middle?
out.
Inaugural comp will take place next year, October 2. So before the grand final next year. 2027 World Cup year. It's a 12-event competition run from April to September. In 2028, the competition will have 16 events running from April to September. Franchises are London, Miami, Tokyo, Dubai, Boston, Cape Town, Lisbon, and Madrid. Teams will be registered to the United Arab Emirates. Players will be granted full release to play international rugby. The players will own their own IP. A player draft will be held in July next year where all players will be assigned to teams. All players will be able to choose their country of residence and won't be asked to reside in their franchise location.
Wow. So
Sorry,
October 2
I just
next
saw
year.
it come up looking for physio.
Yeah.
And I was like, of course, because we would have wrapped up the pod and been like, oh, it's coming out. We can talk about it.
Wow, okay.
London, Miami, Tokyo, Dubai, Boston, Cape Town, Lisbon, Madrid. I don't know how many people are wanting to live in Cape Town, Boston, and I'm a Bostonite.
Boston's a cool city.
Yeah, but like when you live in Madrid or Miami, hello.
Yeah, I know where I'm
You
living.
might have 300 players living in Miami and Madrid.
So it's going to be a draft system, is it?
Draft system. Players own their own IP, so they'll be able to sell their stuff. Players will be granted to play international rugby full release. Well, there you go. And
So they can play for the Wallabies.
yes, thanks to the little people in my phone that are listening.
Huge. Shout out to your Chamas too, the king at the moment.
He
Doesn't
number one.
miss.
What do you think of
Number
his
one.
kick yesterday that he posted on socials? Did you see?
You know what? I love
Here we
Michael
go.
Chamas. I love Tom.
Yeah.
I love Tom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyone can kick it in front of no one. All right, boys. Okay. In
You're
front of
such
no
a
one.
dick.
In front of no one on the sideline. I saw arms getting raised like they'd won the comp. They've seriously taken a kick from the sideline with no one in the crowd. No one heckling them. You're not under any fatigue. All right?
I think Burma was fatigued.
Yeah, but not 80 minutes.
He trained for a sprint the night before.
Yeah, the night before.
Got a little exclusive for you too. He might have twinged a quad the night before too.
Well,
So don't tell me he's not playing hurt.
I just think it was. I thought Chammy's reaction was over the top.
Oh, I think it was well deserved. Good on him.
Oh god,
Mate, we
you
haven't
know
had
what it reminds me of?
We
It
haven't had the
reminds me
opportunity to
of.
walk in your shoes,
It
mate.
reminds me of you'll be at training goal kicking, right? And then the front row comes over and goes, "Oh, give us a kick," and then he nails it from side and goes, "It's not that hard." You're like, okay,
I
does it
reckon I
once.
did that once a fortnight when I was
yeah,
playing footy.
that's right.
That's probably my favourite pet play.
Anyway, annoying, but well done. You kicked it in front
Nah,
of no one.
mate, us fans, we don't get those opportunities very often on the hallowed turf. It's a big
Chamas is on the
moment.
hallowed turf every week. He's everywhere.
Not kicking goals, he's not.
I'd like to see him do it from the other side. They both did it on their right foot, so they had natural curve. Do it on the other side.
What about
Take the one from 10 in. That's the tough one.
what about what's his name?
JC.
JC. Shared that thing the other day.
Yeah, happy.
That was great.
But I said I'm like a contributor in the content world at the moment. I don't put comments out there for like not to be used. I love that from JC.
Hey,
He
no,
had a
you
go.
planted it. You
What I
planted
will
a
say
seed
is,
for him.
What I will say is, I don't know much about soccer. I know the goalie's not supposed to come out that far. What the fuck is the goalie doing? He's come off his line. He's got defenders all around him, and then for the defender to put that lame attempted save from the back of the net, unbelievable.
Sowie, you're not giving JC enough credit. He's got a good
I
strike
said it was
on
a
him.
great goal. My question is, what was the goalie doing?
I love that goalie showing up for a charity day to goalkeep and then he gets sprayed by you a week later. It's fucking unreal.
Oh, okay. This is what's going to happen. He's driving there. He's like, I'm goalie today, babe. All right. His wife, who's probably never watched a soccer game in his life, would have said to him, "Don't come off your line." All right. First opportunity he's got. I don't even know who the goalkeeper was. Of course, it's all done in jest. Like, I'm not 100% serious. I'm about 98. But you had defenders around you. You've come off your line. You haven't even made an attempt to, like, save the ball. You can spruik him and make him try and chip over the top. You had help there. Anyway.
Okay, we've
Melbourne
just hit our
Storm.
quota of soccer chat for the season, let alone
Ever.
this episode.
Forever.
Melbourne Storm. We've already spoken about Hughesy, the money man, Munster. I think he's in for an enormous one here, $6 for Clive Churchill. I don't like tipping favourites for stuff, but I don't know. I just feel like money's warming up to something.
He's going to have 15, 16. I think he had a game about a month, 6 weeks ago. Shout out to Braith and Asta, who put your comments up. Who was, I mean, that's big. Braith.
Good man, Braith.
Big deal to be able to. So he's obviously seen the same thing. But he had like 17 runs one game. I can see that. Where he just goes into a frame of mind of, okay, this is my 6th grand final. He's the man.
Yeah. Cooper Cronk spoke about it on his podcast with Matty Johns, and he still said that with most halves, if you have, 100 touches of the football, you might have, like as a percentage, you might have 20 to 35% that are runs. Normally, he goes, in big games, Munster flips that script to like 60%. And that's just when he's at his best.
That's what he will do, and that's what brought to mind that game that he had the 17 runs. Is how does he become a threat? And he the other thing is, I think it settles everyone else around him down when they see him run the ball, because there's going to be a moment. I haven't seen
He had 20 runs of the football last weekend.
20. Yeah.
For 193 metres.
Yeah. And I think it was before that he had one game where he had about 17 or 18 runs. But I haven't seen a person, you'll probably correct me here, I haven't seen a player in big games come up with little moments more than Cameron Munster.
No, I
over the
completely
last
agree with
10
you.
years.
Mate,
I remember watching Origin in 2017. The ball hit the ground. Someone came out and passed the ball. The ball hit the ground. And like from nowhere, Munster swooped on it and dived on the ball. And as a New South Wales fan, I'm fucking sick of him seeing him doing it.
Yep.
But you respect the fact that he is in the game when he doesn't have the ball.
I've watched Munster live twice in the last 8 years. One was on Friday night, and I walked away from that going, I don't care what the stats or anything say, he was the best player on the fucking field there. That was unbelievable. He just had him guessing all night. And the other one was that game that James Tedesco scored the match-winning try in Origin. They picked Munster at fullback that week. I think Normie came into play 6. They played Munster. And, mate, he just had fucking spiders on him all night. And that was that 7 years ago now? He's into his 30s now, and just nothing has changed. He is still playing like he's that fucking 17-year-old we saw the video at Capra's training 15 years ago. Remember seeing that for the first time? Just a larrikin. Like, he just...
And there's twofold to that.
He has so much time and space all the time.
There's twofold to that.
Yeah.
Craig Bellamy had Cooper Cronk. Very get to hear,
Yep.
dissect, scientist type stuff. Cameron Smith. Slater was like out the back, but Munster's like different to them.
Yeah.
So he hasn't coached him into be that. He's built people around him to be able to do that. But he's also encouraged him to grow as a leader and mature and all that kind of stuff to the point where now, as you said the other day, the game's so slow for him at the moment. Yeah. If we look at Katoa and being 21 and how he played this year and how he's just like going to the line so slow and being able to see it, which is why we're so excited about him. But Munster doing that with having Hughes on the other side, and I think he and Hughes, they learned a lot out of winning with Cameron Smith in 2020. Where to get the ball, how to get that, and then Grant comes in. I mean, it's a fair replacement.
Yeah.
So now he's at the stage, he's at the peak of his powers, and last week was the first time all year, I think, where I was like, holy shit. Wow.
Who do you think in the history of the game is the most like for like with Cam Munster? This is the answer I was looking for. Like, I think he is such a one of one in our game. It's crazy. I don't even know who. No one's even coming to mind for me that plays the way that he plays.
No.
He is so fucking unique in everything he does.
Yeah.
He can beat you in so many ways. He can hammer you in defence. He can.
He's gotten better. His kicking game is underrated as well.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's gotten better over the last 3 or 4 years. Man, there's just no one like him for me. And I think Craig Bellamy. If they win a comp this year, I think it's going to come back as one of the more underrated calls. That he would have been sitting there and going, okay, my captain, I've got the experience. Munster got Grant. I'm going to give it to Grant. I'm just going to let Munster be fucking Munster. Don't worry about it. You just be Cam Munster. And if it proves, I think it could prove to be the difference this weekend.
Yeah, and the maturity that he dealt with the Origin period shows that Billy, he was captain of the Origin as well.
Yes, yep.
Yeah, that's unspoken about. So to be able to put that in, but they're all a part of that leadership group, and I think that they all mutually respect. But you're right, he's one of a kind.
Oh, I think within that leadership group though, if they get to the back end of this grand final, there's 10 minutes to go, it's 14-all. I think Munster is the one they sort of look at and go, something out of nothing. We just need something here. And I think I think the other thing with Munster for me, mate, rumours are he's going to go to Perth. I'm keen to hear what you think about this. I look at Cam Munster's career. He's won 2 comps, 17 and 20. 17, that was like the big threes last premiership. I think 2020, I look at that and go, that was Cameron Smith's premiership. I think Munster wants one that is 100% his, which is this one.
Yeah, agree.
I think he needs, for his career, he doesn't need it, but I think he would want it more than anything to have that one that is I think Cameron Smith would have taken so much pleasure out of 2020 going, Slater, Cronk, not here. I took the new group through.
Yeah, agree. And that stuff drives you.
Yeah.
So the other thing for him is, the personal stuff with his late father, the way he handled that, as someone that's gone through that, that was inspirational. Inspirational. And to potentially cap that off with a grand final. And you're right, he is the man of this team.
Yeah, it's his side. Like Grant might be the skipper, but this is Munster's side for me.
Yeah. And like last year, it was probably Hughes' side because he had the Dally M season. He was running hot. But you just got a sense on Friday night when Munster put that kick in, that's like 20 runs, try assist. Like, fuck, this could be the year.
Crazy. Ryan Papenhuyzen has the opportunity to join a very rare group on Sunday. Bradley Clyde, Billy Slater, Nathan Cleary. Is that it? I think those three have won 2 Clive Churchills. Pappy could be the next one, the 4th. Pretty rare air to be in.
I want to see him run the ball early, not just bringing the ball back.
Yep.
I think he's got those 2 big tall timbers that he can dish that off to as much as possible, and I think Brisbane will try and isolate Ryan Papenhuyzen, bring him forward to the ball a little bit, trying to get him into contact. But, his first couple of runs when they go at the back, rather than try and play, I'd love to see him just try and slice and take on Shibasaki or Katoni Staggs and be able to get himself into that contest because he's so electrifying. Remember when he scored that try against Penrith the year that he won the Clive Churchill? Yeah, he might not have that speed anymore, but he still sees the game the same way.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's going to be crucial if they're going to win on Sunday.
That try was crazy, wasn't it? I think it was Tyrone May.
And Cleary.
Oh, mate. And you could see that both of them took their first step and went, fuck.
Yeah.
I'm in Curry here. It's 70 metres away, but I know I'm Gorski. Insane. Yeah, so it'd be crazy. If Pappy does manage to get that, that means that of the last 6 Clive Churchill medals, 4 of them have gone to him and Cleary. It's crazy.
Madness.
Absolutely insane. You could argue Cleary might have been unlucky not to get more. Your man, Stefano. He's taking some swings early. Fuck, I couldn't believe it when I read it yesterday.
I'm so happy for me because I saw this pre-origin. And every Monday when I wake up, I see my little mate and he does his podcast and he's just in awe of Stefano.
Yep.
And I just think, mate, I fucking told you. Bit like the Aaron Clark Supercoach thing. I told you, you didn't want to listen. And he's going to have to because if we just wrapped up Payne Haas as being potentially the best front rower or most influential front rower ever, this is the best form that he's been in. He's going to have to lead that pack and go head-to-head because one thing about what I've liked about Stefano is that he's been violent when he runs.
Yep.
Physically aggressive with the way that he runs. And that's what Payne Haas has been the standard of. People are bouncing off around the leagues. Like, that's Stefano. I'm looking forward to that first carry. I hope whoever kicks off to whoever and they just line each other up. Which is, I don't want to put it down right, but it's fraught with danger.
Yeah.
That first kick off, you go in too hard, you get it wrong, it could be curtains, but I'm just happy for him, mate. He was under a lot of pressure during Origin. Obviously, they lost the series, but he's come out the other side, and he's one of the few players that's come out of Origin and actually upped his level of play.
For sure. Yeah, he's been enormous. Eli Katoa, best back rower in rugby league, in my opinion. We're obviously recording on Wednesday. You guys are listening Thursday. He's probably picked up, I assume I hope he's picked up a Dally M back rower of the year last year. Little smoky for a Clive here.
Could be a little smoky for a Clive. I think it's hard for back rowers. I mean, they'd have to probably have 2 tries. I thought Liam Martin the last couple of years has been influential.
Yes.
But it usually goes, it's like the Super Bowl.
He still needed a try last year, didn't he?
Yeah. It still goes to a Super Bowl quarterback
Yes.
type spine player that usually, which is why they're all so short. But, I could see him coming through, maybe getting 1 or 2 meat pies off a kick. He's one of the best in the competition, if not the best. But I just love the size of this forward pack. I think that's an advantage that Melbourne have got. And the fact that they could bring Wishart on and they could play 4 forwards or they could play Wishart in the backs or they could have, Alec McDonald could go to an edge. Like the Melbourne pack looks settled. I've loved the fact that Sean Blaw's back in there.
Yep.
And we haven't mentioned H. Grant at all,
No.
which is like last year. You spoke about Smith and then he comes back and he hasn't won one yet. And out of the big 4, he hasn't won one, right? So Munster want to put his stamp on it and it's probably his team. But Harry Grant this year could easily come out and be the best player on the field.
Without a doubt, yeah. And I think especially, that Brisbane forward pack, they went to fucking hell on Sunday afternoon.
Yeah.
On that note, the extra 2-day turnaround. I love the way I do think makes life hard for Brisbane. You know it more than me. You've been through the week, but I would imagine, I'm looking at their schedules. On Monday, they both had a fan day. Like Melbourne had 2 days of recovery before that fan day. Brisbane played Sunday. They finished 6 p.m. Sunday night. They got the fan day 9 a.m. the next morning. Tuesday they would have come down here. Yesterday, Wednesday, they got the Dally M medals. Like it just makes everything very cramped into the week. But I love that Madge just took the approach of, no, it doesn't matter. He just went, no, don't care.
It doesn't.
You don't think it matters?
I think it does because it's not the training stuff. No, it doesn't matter. Body recovery, all that kind of stuff. But Melbourne finished Friday night. Saturday they have recovery. They probably have a feed together.
Yeah.
They sort out tickets. They sort out accommodation when they're leaving, all that kind of stuff. Sunday they probably have the day off. Monday they bounce into recovery /video /training. That's the advantage of it. I don't know why we have to have the Dally M's on now. Like I don't see because the last thing, like you got the Dally M's, grand final breakfast, fan day, like all this kind of stuff. We want the best product. This is why I've been banging on it for years. If you had this week off, no one would be talking about the 2-day turnaround. We'd have 2 weeks to film it up, put the Curry knockout on live all weekend. You've got enough footy to be able to have there. Have the Interstate Championship, have the NRLW Grand Final be the centrepiece this weekend. Then just have one game, get their entertainment out there at Accor Stadium next weekend. Like, have some planning to it because it is draining. I didn't enjoy it. I would rather just focus on the game. I didn't enjoy getting on buses all the time in and around city. It's not like it's across town. You stay in the city.
Yep.
You got to go out to training. You're on a bus. You're on a bus all the time. Madge has been here before when he was in Sydney. Hasn't had to fly down. Yeah, they all stayed in their own beds until probably Thursday. So it matters.
Yeah, I like the way that Madge has just put a wet blanket over it though.
They've got no reason to have an excuse. They're in the grand final.
Yeah. Yeah, but I still think there's coaches before that would have had the shits with the short turnaround.
Yeah, but if they've had the shits with that, like everyone that's got the shits about it is all in the media and all content and all that kind of stuff. No one, like you haven't heard Madge say it. You haven't heard.
Well,
the
that's what I'm
players.
saying.
Yeah.
Sorry, but I don't think there's any way that Madge would be happy about it.
No.
Like, I think it's a pretty distinct advantage to Melbourne this week. But I just love that Madge has just gone, no, fuck it. There's no excuses.
Yeah, well, it's like when you go to Canberra and no one mentions it's cold.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just got to go after it.
Anything else on Harry Grant?
No.
He came up there before.
My picks, my first try scorer, I just think there's an advantage for Melbourne with the kicking game in good ball.
Yep.
Now, they didn't do it a lot to the Bulldogs. And they haven't done it a lot final
recently.
series.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they've sort of been, not saving it, but the short side, because it was after the Penrith game where everyone was talking about tackling in the air and all that shit, and then it's just gone away.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if it's a Will Warbrick, Xavier Coates first try. But I think the man of the match is going to be Harry Grant.
I like it. So you've got Harry Grant from Melbourne. You've got Pat Carrigan from the Broncos.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now I've got to put a tip in, don't I?
Yeah, and this is where I'm fucking all at sea, but surely you've got to go, your boys. You backed them in from pre-season.
I did. Just something about last week. Like lightning in a bottle, whatever you want to think about Brisbane. They've been on this red hot run. Last week, like, was that their grand final? Was that their moment where they slayed the dragon, and then is it like, oh fuck, you know? And then you look at Munster, that try from Hughes, and then the kick from Munster to Papenhuyzen was like the gear that I thought that we'd see a little bit more throughout the year of those moments of, and they've had some bad losses and they've had some wins where they've just hung on.
Yep.
And like the pressure of, okay, have they just released and not gone, fuck, we're here now, boys. Look around the room. Cameron Munster's over there putting his socks on. You're like, fucking hell. I picked Brisbane to win the comp at the start of the year. Part of me wants to stay with that.
Let's take that context away. Let's say you hadn't said that in the preseason. Just this game, standalone.
Well, you go with what you know.
Fuck, that's cost me over the last few weeks, but
And
that's what I feel the same.
Yeah. I said Brisbane at the start of the year. I've never ever tipped the wooden spoon and the premiers in the same year. I've tipped the wooden spoon this year. It was looking dicey a month before the comp finished. I think I'll take Brisbane.
Yeah, I'm taking Melbourne, but it's only because of what I've learned about rugby league in the last 33 years says that the more consistent side will get it done on grand final day. But Brisbane, they've gone against mate. Even the stat around there's only been 3 teams ever in the NRL era that have won it from 4th, right? You know who they were?
Oh, off the top of my head. Was it Canterbury?
No.
No.
Melbourne 09, who are over the cap. Tigers 05, the single greatest lightning in a bottle team of all time, in my opinion. And the Roosters in 02, who finished 4th because the Bulldogs had their points taken off them.
Wow.
It's fucking crazy. Like winning from outside the 4 is mission impossible.
Winning outside the 2, by the sounds
And winning
of
it from 4th is one hell of a fucking achievement that we don't talk about enough.
What's
then you think
Golden Point paying?
I'll find that for you. You think about the other thing about this Broncos team, which can be pointed out the other day, which when he first said it, I was like, it's a bit over the top. But then I thought about it, they were 11th in round 13, right? They've come all the way through. They had to beat Melbourne in the last week of the season to get a top 4 finish. Melbourne rested some players, sure, whatever. They did that. They then had to go and play the minor premiers. They knocked them over. They were down 16 points with 11 players on the field. They won that. They then went to a prelim final to take on the Panthers, who had won 4 grand finals in a row. They were down 14-0 at halftime, and somehow they win that. And now they take on the actual premiership favourites the entire fucking year since the full-time whistle of grand final last year. If they win this comp, it's one of the better ones ever, I think. The storyline's fucking unbelievable. I didn't even mention at any point. I think we sort of forget this because we're so used to Madge. It's a new coach.
Yeah.
And between Walters and Madge...
Fair roster.
Sure, we've seen a lot of fair rosters not win comps. We've seen a lot of fair rosters underachieve. You then have a look at Kevin Walters to Madge. Could there be two different, more polarising coaches from one to the other? Let's not even think about the Ezra Mam stuff that occurred throughout the year, how they had to manage and deal with that. Ben Hunt, there was a lot of speculation about him coming back.
Well, when they lost the one in that 8, or they won 1 and 8, they wanted to get rid of Madge.
100% they did. Yep. Same good roster. It's an unbelievable season that just goes against everything that you know. And as I've said a few times this week, you look at these teams that will go on these runs, Canterbury 12, Parramatta 09, Turbo, they all get to fucking Melbourne. Melbourne go, that's it. No more bets.
Yeah. He's talking me.
And I haven't even talked myself into it, if I'm completely honest with you. I've been so confident against Brisbane the last few weeks, I've come up with duck eggs.
I'll take Brisbane just to be different.
Stick to your guns, Sowie.
Yeah, I think you should stick to them. You called it early.
What's Golden Point?
It's funny. It's the 2 teams that we said would win the comp this year in the grand final.
We're good.
It's mad.
We're fucking good.
We should renew for another year.
Any sponsors want to come on board?
If anyone out there knows how to do podcasts via webcam or anything like that, please
We know how to do that.
The big fella
Don't make us look like we don't know what we're doing.
If anyone understands social media and can explain to my little mate over here, I'm all ears too. We'll take shots at you too, my friend. Don't worry about that.
That's fine.
There's a bit of in-house going on here.
Let me guess, you'll take shots with no one in the crowd, like Chavis.
I can't believe you've had that crack at him.
What's Golden Point?
What's that?
What's Golden Point?
I forgot to look for it. You distracted me with your little jabs at me. What have we got? What do you reckon it is? I reckon
16 to 1.
I was going to say 15. Whatever it is, you get the best value on Neds without a doubt. Winning. Feel free to talk about anything else for 3 seconds.
Do you want me to give my prediction?
Got it.
Oh, never
Fucking
mind.
16.
Good job, Sowie.
16-1.
What's your prediction, Manda?
My prediction is that the nerves we saw from Brisbane in that first half were because of the PTSD they have, in particular with that Penrith side. It's a 2023 rematch. Like, I think there was a lot of emotion in that game for them, and I think they couldn't hide it. Like, it was so evident how nervous they were, and they were making a lot of silly mistakes, and Penrith just capitalised on that. As soon as they came back in that second half and decided, like, stuff those nerves, like, we need to win this game, they played differently, and it showed, and Penrith couldn't keep up. And like you just mentioned earlier, about an hour ago, that Ivan Cleary, you know, you could see it in his face too. Even though they were up, he knew the momentum was switching in that game. I think that the Brisbane Broncos ripped a Band-Aid with that performance, and I think that they'll come into this Storm game with a different level of confidence. I don't think that they have that same mentality around the Storm the way that they did around the Penrith Panthers. That's my theory.
Sort of on the back of some of Kat's points there. Which attack would you rather defend against, Melbourne or Penrith?
Which attack would you rather defend against?
Yeah. Like if you're Brisbane and you're defending, which one would scare you more, Penrith or Melbourne?
Oh, good question. Penrith, very systematic. Get to a point, they're going to pull you apart. But Melbourne's a bit more unpredictable. With Munster.
I'll tell you,
I think Munster changes how I look at it, and I reckon Hughes a bit more a running threat than what Nathan would be. And like that combination is more settled than what Blaze and Nathan would be.
Okay. On the flip, if I'm Brisbane with the ball and I can choose who's defending me, I take Melbourne every day of the week over Penrith. Every day of the fucking week.
Yeah.
It's their edge defence that worries me so much. Which is why, like, and I feel like I've seen a few shows and people tip Clive Churchill's. Like, we haven't even really spoken about Reece Walsh as far as Clive Churchill goes, but mate, where Melbourne are weak is Reece's fucking slot. It's my big concern for Melbourne.
Who's the crowd going to be going for?
I think you'll get more Brisbane.
I think you're going to get more Brisbane.
My day prediction, I think New Zealand Warriors will win the Interstate Championship comfortably.
Yep.
I think the Broncos will win the NRLW.
Yep.
I think it'll be really tight, but I think it'll be high scoring. I think I'd see that like 30-28. I just think it'll be something like that. And Brisbane to win by 1-4.
Just back-to-back Brisbane titles would be wild. NRLW into NRL.
Be a shit plane ride home.
I forgot the Warriors are playing in the Cup. That'll be mad.
Very good side. Very, very good side.
All right.
How relevant do you think it is that the Broncos also beat the Storm back in September, the last time they played? Like, how it's irrelevant at this point, do you think? Yeah.
Nah.
You're saying it is irrelevant? You don't take
It's
it
irrelevant.
Yeah, okay.
Like the results at that point in the season. Yeah, okay, fair enough.
No.
Yeah, and it was sort of
False economy.
yeah, and it was my argument directly after that week because a lot of Brisbane fans said, "So we are the fucking," and I was like, "You beat Melbourne without Harry Grant. That's not fucking Melbourne."
Yeah.
Which is why maybe I am sleeping on him a little bit this week, HG. How good. Anything else?
Can I just say, how great is it that we don't know? Like, don't you think it's just so exciting to go into a grand final where it could be either team, you don't feel drawn to either one, and you can, like, just to see how it's going to play out is so exciting to me.
Yeah, look, I feel like I'm drawn to one of them, but it changes every day.
Yeah.
Every little opinion that I hear that's a little bit different, it sways me.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be at the Settlers Inn Sunday afternoon. If you're watching this,
Settlers Inn's in for it.
if you're watching and I've tipped Brisbane, if I say Melbourne Sunday night, don't hold it against me. All right, I'm hosting a grand final. It's the first one hosting by myself.
You got this.
Are you hosting by yourself, are you?
Oh, I'll have Courtney from Settlers Inn. We'll be going back and forth just on the mic there. But yeah, they've given me the green light. Mrs. has said, it's your night. I'll tight support you. So she's going to drop me off early and then
I love the
come
drop
up.
off.
She's like, you go do you. I'll set the kids up and then I'll come down later. And I was like, oh, filthy. She goes, don't get too pissed too early.
How did she take the loss on Sunday?
Mrs. Soward, fuck, she was devastated.
Yeah.
And God, it made me love her more. I'm telling you, if we weren't watching it with my parents, Kids would have had the Netflix on, whatever they want in the other room, because that's what I love about her. She was filthy. God, she was filthy. And God, it was hot. That woman, 4 in a row they've won, and she's lost. She's like, fuck me, this is fucked. Just stormed off. And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. She said, I don't want to talk about it. Playing cards, I don't want to talk about it. It's too soon. I think I made a comment like, oh, well, you know, like they might win it next year. I don't want to talk about it. I was like, I want to talk to you in the other room.
God. All right. Anything else to add?
Nah.
Want to go through our Ashes 1 to 25 squad?
Oh, maybe
Yes.
via Zoom or something next week. Maybe they'll invent something for us to do something.
Can we jump on a Zoom call and do our Ashes squad next week?
I can do that for you. Anything for you.
Yeah. Okay. Don't hurt me again. Don't leave me again.
Baby, come back.
Mandu, anything before we depart?
No.
Oh, good luck this weekend. Someone's making their sideline debut.
Oh,
Yeah. I am.
yeah. Can we talk about that?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, it's
What's that?
It's there now.
So I'm doing the sideline report for Triple M for the women's game.
yeah.
Yeah. So if you tune into Triple M, you'll get to hear my sideline commentary.
She asked for some advice. What did you think I told her?
I have no idea. What
He
you
said,
told
talk about the weather.
Get a touch, send it back up.
Yeah.
her. Right.
It's just a teaspoon of
Don't
information.
be like JC and like try and hog it and score goals from everywhere.
It's not really my vibe though, is it?
One touch football when you're on the sideline,
Yeah.
kids.
Are you going to have like a fun fact ready to go? Or
Oh
are you
yeah,
gonna,
of course. I'll have a
Yeah.
fun fact about everybody.
like
ready
a
to
fun
go.
fact for each person?
Yeah, I think so.
I like that.
Yeah, why not? I don't discriminate.
I like that.
And good luck to my friend. She probably won't hear this, but she'll be told about it. Juju, captaining Lebanon
Yes.
Friday night.
No,
Against
that
Italy.
going-
no. So
Saturday.
Saturday we play. Saturday, if you want to come down and support Lebanon, we're playing Italy. I say it like I'm running out with the girls. I'm not, but I will be there.
You're
Girls,
part of the squad.
I am media manager.
Yeah.
We're at Lidcombe Oval. The men and the women are playing. So I'll be sharing lots of stuff about it for the rest of the week. So you won't miss it.
Did Lebanon play last week or am I imagining
It's not the official
That was-
Lebanon team
no.
that played last week.
okay,
Yeah.
This is a
Yeah.
World Cup
This is
pre-qualifier.
this is the official Lebanon team that's playing this week. And yeah, so we've got Juju, who you've worked with, which is
Jamie Lee
amazing.
McGregor.
Jamie Lee
Well,
McGregor.
As you correctly pronounce it, Jamie Lee
Jamie Lee.
McGregor.
We've got, it's actually Salma Noor and Jamie Lee who are co-captains for Lebanon. So
Yeah,
both
wow.
NRLW players, very excited for them to do their thing, and we're playing against Italy. So yeah, absolutely stoked. The weekend's just going to be very exciting between Lebanon and the grand final and everything that's going on.
And I can confirm the media for them has been managed better than anything you've ever seen before. Right. They're saying
been
it's
a
a
bit-
management of media masterclass. That's what your Triple M stand for. Straight off
Nice.
the dome, not bad.
Nicely
You
done.
got to get up pretty
Nicely
early.
done.
All right, that'll do us, Neds. Go check them out. Go follow along with all those bets, and we will talk to you soon.
Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website